Hi, Makeup Besties. We're back. Did you miss us? No, because we've been consistent. Woohoo! You can't miss consistency, baby. We're your Makeup Besties podcast where you talk about makeup with us. You kiki it up with us. We talk about makeup. We do a little roasting. We do a little praising. Uh, Positive, negative. It's a balanced podcast, I would say. I am your MC Yali. I am the avatar who looks like Jem. You should know that by now. You know, again, I changed my hair color. So I don't know if I'm getting a new avatar, but I like my original one. I am the entertainment writer of our group. I also am a columnist and I work for an animation studio. Ooh, anime. And I'm also the mama of the group. So if I seem mama bearish in our dynamic, I can't help it. I have a child. So please don't be mad at me for being the moms. So yeah, and we're all excited again. Let's go to Shauna. Shauna, say hi to our besties.
Hey everybody, I'm Shauna. I'm the one with the green eyeshadow in the avatar and the really awesome necklace. I am the baby of the group, but like literally just barely. I work in the arts field. I manage an art gallery. Let's see, like I always say, with me in terms of my makeup, it's rhinestone, full glam, or nothing at all. My favorite color is blue, which I'm sure you'll be finding out, especially if you watch the last episode, which I hope you did. And if you haven't, stop this one, go back, watch those, then come back here so you know what we're talking about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm the baby of the group, but not by much. I'm pretty much the one that's always telling you not to wear neutrals because you can wear neutrals all the time. So just, paint it up, live your life in color a little bit. It's 2021. Time to try something new and different,
Mm-hmm.
And if you always wear color, continue to wear color because what's more different than changing the color every single time?
Oh my goodness. Andrea, this is the perfect time for you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm just the purple lady of the group. Shada woke up, chose violence.
She did.
Like violence against neutrals. I mean, I like a little neutral sometimes. Even then, if I have a neutral eye, my lip is like green, blue, purple, like something weird or sparkly. Then I'm like, why is everybody staring at me? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you got green lipstick on, lady. And I'm like, and I just like laugh to myself. So that happens a lot. I'm like, why are people looking at me? It's like, you have star stamps all over your face, and people are trying to figure out where you're going. It's like to the store. That's where I'm going.
I'm buying apples, bitch. Mind your business.
Right now it's spring. I'm just focusing on getting back into makeup. Hopefully I am by this time. I'm working on my jewelry and side business situation. That's my whole deal at this point in time.
If you want some really cute, like avant-garde jewelry, La Loba box is what you need in your life.
I second that.
Very avant-garde, very kish, very Harajuku station, very, very erotic.
I just try to be cute.
Very kawaii accessories aesthetic.
Very kawaii accessories. So if that's what you're into, get into it. And then last but not least is our goth queen, the majesty of it all, Sandy. Say hello once again.
Hello, lovelies. I'm Sandy. As Yali says, I do pretty much gothic witchy aesthetic.
Yes.
I am the artist of the group. I've created the icons for everybody. Mine's is the gothiest one. I pretty much do like dog walking during the day and art by night. My colors are usually reds and blacks and stuff like that, but my favorite color is actually turquoise. Ooh. Which is surprising because it's not something I wear very often. Just a little secret to welcome you into my heart.
We do a pop quiz, you're gonna ace it because that's gonna be on there. Okay, Haru's favorite color.
I do some small little art stuff. That's something I'm trying to get back into. I have some stickers available, some very cute
Cute and
prints.
sexy.
Cute and sassy. I have some prints available as well. If you want an icon like I've created for the cast, you can also hit me up at Tentacurls and see if you're willing to commission me.
That's right. Support arts. Support the arts. 'Cause I know you guys was feeling the icons. Everybody like, oh my god, they look so much like you. Now that could be you too. At Tentacurls right now. Do it right now. Pause.
Buy now.
Pause the episode right now, and then go follow Tentacurls right now. We'll give you a break. So, how's everybody doing? How you guys feeling? It's springtime.
It's sunny after 6 p.m.
I love it. I missed it. Yes, please. I want it.
I'm hoping this kicks us out of a slump.
Yes.
And hopefully with everything, with numbers going down and vaccines and all this stuff, everybody will be safely outside. I'm still going to be wearing a mask. Only because folks don't know how to act, but I'll be out at the beach with a mask.
I don't trust people germs no more.
I got vaccinated. I have did my first dose. I get my second one on April Fool's Day. And then I'll be good. I have no real side effects except last night, for some reason, I was freezing my ass off. I had like chills everywhere. Like even in my hands, like you could see like chickens. I mean, I want to say it in Spanish for some reason. Like goosebumps, like all over the place. And but it didn't hurt. Everybody's like, "Oh, your arm's gonna hurt. It's gonna And I'm just like, I'm fine. It doesn't not work if your arm doesn't hurt. Like I don't know, but are any of you guys planning on getting the vaccine, or are you gonna wait it out?
I'm a wait a while. I know science is like very much real, and I know they know what they're doing, but I feel like I just want to see what some of the long-term side effects might be, just because I feel like it is so new, and I know this is kind of like an emergency thing just to kind of get people into a safer space. But I'm also not on the priority list, like no real other health concerns, still fairly young. So I'm not at the top of the list to be vaccinated anyway, so I genuinely don't mind waiting it out for a while just because I feel like it's still so new. And like I said, I do trust science. I do believe scientists know what they're doing. But in the same regards, this is something so new and that has had so many strains and so many changes since it was first announced to us that this is what was happening, that I don't mind waiting. And I'll just stay safe in the meantime, mask it up, don't go out. The things I've been doing for the past year anyway. So I'm chilling. I don't mind waiting. I will gladly wait my turn. If that's next year, that's next year. I will wait it out and be safe in the meantime.
If I can get it, I'll get it. I know we're trying to go to Belize this year. I want to go. I need a vacation desperately, and I miss my country. So if that's what I need to do to go, that's what I'll do. I don't care. I got it already. We've been through the whole rigmarole. I don't care. Give it to me. If I have to drink tomato juice every day to get my ass out of here, I will do it. Okay. Just give me whatever I need so I can just take a vacation. Please.
How about you, Sandy?
I've been just waiting to see how everybody's been affected by the vaccine. I do eventually think I'm going to get it because my partner is considered essential. And since you get a +1, technically, or since we're together, like married and stuff, I get the extra to be able to go and get it done. I'm just waiting it out a little bit to make sure that I'm not going to turn into a big ball of pus and die.
Right. Zombie, you know what I mean? Unless that's your thing, then I don't judge you.
Anything is better than whatever the hell's going on. I will eat y'all's brains. I don't care.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I understand the importance of vacation because I just came back from vacation and that was just like, I hated being in my house for a year. And then having to come back home was like, I don't want to go. Mickey Mouse told me to let me stay. And so much drama. But I hope you can make it to Belize. I really do. And I hope all of you can find time for yourselves. Get some self-care because self-care is important. And it really is. And anything that helps your mind at ease, do it. That includes listening to this podcast, which you can listen to on Anchor, Spotify, SoundCloud, and the audio of this on YouTube. Again, eventually we will be have the visual component of our podcast on YouTube, so you get to see our beautiful faces and our mannerisms. And I can promise you that Shauna's faces are worth the price of admission. The price of admission. If you guys have been missing out on probably the key component of this podcast, which is the face Shauna makes.
My face has no control. It just does what it does.
You know,
just bring up neutrals and she's just gonna be like, oh,
her face. Again, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook as YMUB Podcast, and that's on virtually everything. No word if we're doing a podcast TikTok, but just so you know, I won't be on it. I'm the old lady mom who doesn't understand new kid technology.
Join us on the TikTok, Yali.
It is fun. I have to admit, it's fun.
I dancing in ShopRite. Like I just find the aisle in ShopRite, and
that's listen. That's not my TikTok. There's so many different ones. And trust me, my TikTok is off the rails, and ain't not a body dancing. And if they dancing, it's the fine ass man dancing. That's TikTok I like.
So today, we're talking about what we've kind of hinted at for a while, is that we think brands really need us. They really need us because whoever they got on their team, fired. Joanne, Susan, Rashida, all of y'all gotta go. Because it's not working. So we want to talk about some brands who could use our help and also talk about some brands that are ending. And just trying to really gauge what's currently happening in the makeup community, which is a big shift. A lot of brands are trying to shift, and I think it might be, they're trying to get past us millennials and go straight to the Gen Zers who are on the TikTok. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Our first one is our first RIP, which is Becca Cosmetics, which was in the golden years of makeup. If there was one queen, it was Becca. And if you didn't have a Becca highlight, then who were you? How dare you? Don't talk about makeup if you didn't have a Becca highlight. And now Becca is going away. They're ending their brand. Most of it is probably Jaclyn Hill's fault, but we'll discuss that. So I guess we can all maybe talk about like how do we feel about it, and like what is your favorite Becca product? I know I'm kind of surprised that Becca is ending, but not really, because I think we said it before, like once they release like that zero pigment foundation, like
just a primer. Literally a primer.
On the lenses. What is going on? My favorite Becca product is their bronzers, and I like them because it's like 3 different tones. So if you needed something a little bit more red, you could kind of mix it there. If you needed a little bit more cool, you can mix it there. If you needed a more shimmery, there was a way to like really customize the bronzer to really work for you. And I think that they ran a good spectrum. So like I have a bronzer that worked for my cousin who's a darker skin tone than me, but that same bronzer could work for me if I just hit a different section of that particular bronzer. So I really bronzer. I owned one of their Skin Love collection, like the entire Skin Love collection. So the foundation, the primer, and the mist, and I loved all of it. So again, I'm And at one point, I had the hydrating, what's it called? Setting powder. Sean knows what I'm talking about. So they did do good shit. I don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened. So I am kind of sad to see them go. I'm pretty sure this could be a real simple fix if they just rebrand it like some of the other companies will talk about. But I'm very sad to go. I think once they have like their going out of business sale, I'll probably re-up on a lot of things that I personally like, and a sale. On this podcast, we love sale. So that's when I'll probably jump in. And so Shauna, since I know Shauna got words and her face is telling me, Shauna, get in there.
I am bummed that they're ending because, like you said, for a while they were that girl. Like if you wanted complexion, you were going to Becca. They had shades on shades for everybody and their mama. So I'm bummed because one of my favorite foundations is actually their 24-hour Flawless foundation. Like that has my perfect shade to a T. Becca, if you're listening, you want to send me like 30 Siennas, I'm here. Hit me up in the DMs. I will send you my address. But that foundation was like perfectly full coverage, but like it didn't feel like full coverage. Like it felt so light. And she was thick, but she felt light on the skin. You know what I mean? And then they had the chocolate geode highlighter. They dropped that, I think, last year, like early last year or like late the year before. And for chocolate girls, like that is bomb. Like, because it's like this darker color, but it has like these gold flecks, but they're like true gold flecks. They're not like white gold or like bronze or copper. Like it's gold, you know? And it blended into the skin like a dream. Now that zero pigment foundation, they lied. Like they straight up lied. They were like, it blurs. I didn't see it do anything to anybody that used it. I felt so lied to. But I'm also not a fool because I didn't buy it. But I think whoever said this on Twitter, you're savage, but also you're probably right. They said we were so mad at Becca for giving us that zero filter, that zero pigment foundation. Come to find out, they probably just couldn't afford the pigment. Whoever said that, I'm like, you know, you're so right. That's so mean, but I'm like, you're probably so right because I feel like that was like their Hail Mary. They're like, can we make this stick? And it was like a collective no. Nobody said yes. And, you know, in the following months, they were like, and we're done. But like I said, if y'all want to send me that 24-hour Flawless foundation in Sienna, hit me up because that is bomb. I might plan on stocking up on that. As soon as it's on sale, I'm stocking up. I want like 20 of them. They last a really long time because the formula is so thick. But I don't see anything matching me the way that matches me. God bless them though.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything, Becca, to be honest with you. I think, oh wait, no, I'm a liar. I did get that damn purple primer shit. And Yali helped me get it on the Ulta sale, something. I have that. I'm a liar. And yes, I honestly, it was just purple. I wanted it. I don't really need it because like it's supposed to color correct, so it's if your purple corrects out yellow. I'm a hella yellow ass bitch. It's literally like I'm a little bit tan and everything else is like 99% yellow. So I'm like, why am I correcting out whatever? But I was like, it's pretty. It is pretty. It is nice. I think the other thing I have because Jackie recommended, and I got the travel size because it's expensive. The travel I think is $15 for the mattifying primer. So that one is one of those ones that will ball up. You need very little, only in the areas where you feel that you're going to be very oily, because it does work, but little goes a long way. It will pill up, and you kind of have to let it set a little bit. And so T-zone area, I would use around my nose, and like I was good. I think I might have a sample of that waterless somebody setting foundation powder situation Yali was talking about. I don't have any of the highlighters. I am going to be like a vulture and just kind of waiting around, you know, for when everything goes on sale and like pick up whatever. I remember when they were so hype all the time. Prosecco damn pop, shimmer pop, champagne pop, you pop. I just never picked anything up because I'm a wild girl. I like a purple highlight, green highlight, blue highlight.
You didn't buy the purple highlight?
They had a purple one.
It's prismatic amethyst.
I remember that. I think it just wasn't enough for me. Like something I was like, oh, it's purple, and then I just I never made the jump. Like it just didn't happen. But I mean, if they go down, on the sale, we gonna be there. I don't know where it went wrong because aren't they owned by somebody? Who are they owned? Are they Are they under Estee Lauder or somebody else? Or am I making that up?
So. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I'm like, Estee Lauder, what's going on? You're not gonna bail out I know they got money. So I think that's what shocked me more than that they're going out of business is that this is under a huge ass corporation umbrella and they're letting them go. So it's I don't know if COVID really fucked them up or if their sales are really not doing that good. Or I think they put too much money into the listen, launched this in 2002, we would have been there. We're smart now. We're not stupid anymore, and we know what's going on with makeup. So I'm sorry, you just couldn't catch us. This is just a primer, and a face gloss, and a lipstick, a lip oil. Ma'am, this was not the one. I'm so sorry. They spent too much money on the wrong ass thing. I think it should have been rebranded as something else. Maybe, you would have got people's attention. I think they should have came out with this, and it's something that you could also do a pigment dropper into, so it could be a customized tinted foundation. So I feel like that's maybe where they wanted to go, but it just was I think the money, and I think they got hit hard in a lot of different ways.
I do not have anything, Becca, that I've personally purchased. Nothing. If they have a sale, maybe I'll get some stuff and get mad later about them closing down, but that'll be then. But as of now, I've never really purchased anything from them. All I know is that I do remember hearing about this no pigment foundation, and I was just like, so it's a primer. It's a primer. This is a primer. It's not foundation. The only thing that I couldn't say in regards to that is maybe they were trying to find a way to include everybody, because not everybody can find their perfect shade of foundation. I've had troubles out the butt trying to find something that matches me, and I'm very light, so it's kind of what the fuck is going on there? But the thing is, you have to have a basic concept of your undertones and all this other shit, and some of that stuff not everybody is very well educated in. So I'm guessing maybe they were trying to find a way to include everybody, but when you still look at it, it's it's a primer. Where is it doing what you're saying it's doing? It's literally, it's gone. You put it on your face and that's it.
It's a primer, Tide Pod. That's what it was. One of them old school Tide Pod things that you throw in your laundry, and it would just. That's what it looked like. I was like, okay.
Can I add on to that real quick before I forget? I feel like we keep saying it was a primer, but I feel like I remember people attempting to put foundation on top of it, and it was a fail too. So it didn't blur your skin regularly, but it also didn't do anything with foundation either. And I just remember, I feel like I saw someone do a video where they were like, well, this is a joke. This isn't really a foundation. They're like, oh, let's use it as a primer. And they tried to put their foundation on top, and it just they were like, I don't know what's happening right now to my face. It created
too much of a barrier because it was thick like gel. And so
it was thick
happened between foundation and the other foundation, quote unquote. They were just they couldn't mesh with each other.
And to piggyback off you, Yali, that Hydra Cool Matte, whatever the hell that powder was, that was groundbreaking for me because it felt wet on your skin.
Yes.
Like it came in a jar and it was very clearly a powder, but it felt cold and wet, which was like amazing. And I've never seen anyone do that before or after them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they should have capitalized on that more. Maybe did some face powders, like solid press powders that could do that. Mm-hmm. Or even add that into like their blush formulas or something. And they just, they have that amazing technology and just let it lie. They just
that would have been nice. I feel bad. I feel like almost like they didn't know how to operate like a regular company because they were one of the few like kind of brands that were in the golden age of makeup and relied heavily on influencers and things like that. And they tried with like more celebrity influencer situation and it was just kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why are they doing this? I was like so confused. And it just none of it ever landed or stuck. And it's like it's like when you are like that, I think you need to you capitalize off all this shit, but also you need to make build up your stuff so that like your everyday products that people are gonna buy over and over is really good, because that's what's gonna give you the money. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like they didn't really have that or put much into that. So I think that's kind of also where they veered off, and it's like, I don't know. It just makes me sad because like some of their stuff is really, really good, and it's like now they're gone. So
it kind of feels like when you're already one of those top type brands where people are like, they know the name, they know what they got. When you're at that level, you kind of rely too much on, I don't want to be mean, the cockiness. Yeah. Like you rely on, we're the shit, so people are going to buy us anyway. And it's kind of like things have changed. People have changed. Yeah. A lot more people are wearing makeup. Not everybody wants to be the basic bitch of the group. Like you need to kind of like keep up with the times. And unfortunately, it just feels like they didn't check with nobody else for concepts. Just thought, oh, well, this is what's cool now, right? Throw it in there. Spend all the money to make it. And we'll get revenue. Becca, people know who Becca is. It's like, no.
It's a very situation. And again, I bought the collabs. Like, Chrissy Teigen is cool. I don't check her for her makeup. Like Barbie Ferreira,
it's all neutral.
Barbie Ferreira is mad cool. I don't check for her for her makeup, and if you don't watch Euphoria,
no, you do. You do.
No. The problem with that collab was it wasn't even anything new. It was all stuff that they already have, just curated. I thought she was gonna come out with a palette or something. And then it was just like, oh, these are the two, three things that she's. I was like, what the heck is this? They dropped the ball on that.
Major.
I feel like they could have worked somewhere, but they dropped the ball on that. And I think, like Sandy said, it's different. So many different brands, the market is oversaturated. We got indie brands. People want different stuff. Somebody was not doing their field research. Somebody's not doing their homework there. Like, who's in charge? Old man that don't want to change? Like, is that who's in charge there? But that's what's going on. There's a lot of things, a lot of different brands, a lot of indie brands. Like nobody's just taking like, oh, it's not the same. There's so much more choice, and also their price point. They're not the cheapest fucking brand out there. They're expensive. So it's Becca. A lot of things needed to be done, and they just weren't.
So rest in peace to Becca.
R.I.P. girl. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, maybe one day you'll come back in about 20 years or not. Who knows? But speaking of a brand that has,
could you imagine our kids
wearing Becca and be like, bitch,
oh my God, Becca came back out.
No champagne pop.
You know what we were wearing when we were young?
You don't even know what champagne pop is, sis. Like, don't come at me.
I can't deal with that. Please don't come back. I can't deal with that with my kids.
Well, a brand that died and came back and then died and came back again is now KVD. Before it used to be Kat Von D Beauty, and then Kat Von D decided that she needed to speak when no one asked her to. And that got her in trouble, and she decided she wasn't going to apologize, and then it continued to get her in trouble. And then by the time she apologized, her brand had died. So it was rebranded as KVD Vegan Beauty. And then people were like, that still sounds like cat to me. And then they didn't buy anything again. And everything pretty much went to TJ Maxx as far as I know. And now they are just KVD Beauty, which means something in Italian or something like Latin.
Latin.
Mm-hmm. I'm Latino and I didn't know that. I'm so sorry, guys. It's in Latin. It means like truth or values, beauty, something like that. And
something like that.
But listen, they doing their best. And they've been unveiling their new like team of artists that are going to be working with them. I can say that I think Kat for me was one of the original KVD was a big deal for me because Kat was one of those like Latina women who was alternative. I'm sure Sandy can understand what I'm saying. Like, she was everyday Hispanic girl. She was the girl with the tattoos, and she hung out with the boys, and you know, she liked rock and roll, and like that's who I was, and that's someone who I still feel like I am, despite being heavily pink. You know, it's just she was really relatable, and to see her make the kind of makeup that I wanted to wear, but I just could not find because that wasn't a common aesthetic, especially for Latino women. It was just such a cool thing to do. And her products were bomb. Her eyeliner was like one of the first of, I don't want to say the first of its kind, but it was like the big deal eyeliner at the time. Her liquid lipsticks were like very long wearing, her shadows and the blushes, and then she just opened her mouth and you know, ruined things. And even one of her products that people didn't like, which was those duo blushes, I actually really, really loved those. And people hate it, but I love them so much. I'm sad to see that she ruined her own legacy, which could have been really, really great. I think, especially for the Hispanic community as a whole, and also for like the alternatives and for the goth community. Like, it could have really been such a powerful thing. So it makes me sad, and I'm not really sure what KVD now could really be without her. You know what I mean? Like, we need a face for this particular. I think you need a face for this brand, and I think you need a face not only because you need a face, but also the people. This isn't Kat's brand anymore, and when you kind of leave it blank and open, it's kind of like, all right, but who's in charge? Like, who's in charge here? I need to speak to the person in charge. We need to know it's not secretly Kat behind the door like Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? So it does make me curious. I really do like their liquid lipsticks. I still buy the liquid lipsticks because they work really well under mask, and they're good for other things. Just saying, wink wink, they stay there. They be lasting. I think I wouldn't buy anything just yet. I think I want to see what this new team looks like and how they plan on marketing it to people. But if it's still the same great formula that Kat helped create, then I think I would buy the stuff, because the stuff was, I don't think I've run into anything that I personally thought was trash. Like, I can't say that I bought a product that I didn't like. So I'm hoping it do something, but in the end, I think I do still feel bad for Kat, even though it was her fault. Shauna, how do you feel? I saw you make some faces.
I mean, I feel like they kind of unveiled like the face, and like, this is like our new global creative director, and I'm like, she looks really interesting, and I love that it's a woman of color, and she has like the tattoos, and she's kind of creating the packaging. But I still think in general people are just very confused, because even when they were unveiling that, they weren't clear what they were actually unveiling.
Yes.
They were like, here's a picture of something, we're doing something real cool, we're not really telling you what it is, but you're going to pretend that you know anyway.
Right.
And that's literally how I felt, because they kept dropping little hints, but they didn't add up to anything. You know, and I feel like Kat Von D also had like the original brand, not KVD Vegan Beauty, but Kat Von D, I feel like had beautiful colorful packaging. You know what I mean? Like, it was aesthetically pleasing. Like, you walked into the store and you were like, wow, I don't even know what that is, but I want it in my house. I want it sitting on my vanity. And I'm kind of intrigued to see how they're going to continue you just wanting something by looking at it. And I think something Andrea's probably going to talk about that we didn't mention yet is the colorful brow products, because I feel like nobody else had that. Like, nobody else had those pomades that were like pink, blue, purple, yellow, and you didn't have to use your own like lip pencils or your eye pencils to do it. Like, this was a specific product for that. And I just feel like they got lost. Like, Kat Von D just started spewing things out of her mouth, and like no one could get her to stop. And then when she finally stopped, it was just, at that point, we had all fell off. We were like, I want no parts of this anymore. And they were like, but she's gone now. We're just KVD Beauty and we're vegan. And I'm like, but I still think of Kat Von D, and that doesn't really leave a pleasant taste in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't know. They're gonna have to do something real special to win me over. Real special. Like, I want to be like, oh my god, I never thought anyone would do this. Because right now I'm not buying it. But I will say the Trooper and Dagger eyeliners, bomb.
I just think this whole thing is just a mess. It's a hot mess. Like, what is going on, guys? It's like, are you okay? But I think they're trying really hard to like not let this brand go, because it does have a lot of good roots. With Kat is just being like alternative. It's got like the artistry in it, great packaging, great design, great concepts. And I think especially you gotta say, for being kind of like the goth girl type of brand, to be in Sephora pretty early on is pretty badass.
Yeah.
And I always love Kat. Like, I remember Hello Miami Ink. Like, even my mom was watching it. We used to watch LA Ink. So my mom loves Kat. We used to love watching it. So like, we're longtime fans. I've been a longtime fan. Her lipsticks were one of the first that I ever bought where I felt comfortable and confident wearing, because like, makeup took a long time for me to get used to or like understand or feel comfortable doing. Like, so when I finally like felt like, oh, I could actually wear a lipstick and not feel like it's all over my face, or I'm like fussing, or like I don't like this color on me, like her stuff is what I would go to. So like, I just started out with the lipstick because they were like expensive. It was like $19, and as a college student at the time, like that's a lot of money, So yeah, I think things just started to get like down, and them trying to save the brand by having her her stepping down herself, like it just kind of went nowhere. It was like a leaderless ship just floating whatever, and they were trying really hard with things, and then everything went on sale because I guess they're trying to get everything with her packaging out of there, and I feel like they're still trying to hold on to stuff. I felt the drop for this rebranding should have came at the beginning of the year. I understand they needed to get their shit together or whatever, but it was like literally like a Tuesday in the middle of February. I was like, what is this? And they're like all over my social media. It's like rebranding. I was like, what is going on? And it was like truth, justice, tattoo, art. Yes, correct. And I was like, okay, so KVD is supposed to stand for a something Latin. I can't do it. I don't remember. I'm like, what is happening? I remember texting Sean. I'm like, wait, is this who's this? And they're like, she's a tattoo artist. I was like, so what's she gonna do? Like, what's she doing? Like, I don't get it. So it's like, I understand. I do appreciate them really trying hard to stick to Kat's niche and trying to get like a tattoo artist in there to still continue that thing with the packaging, because that is something really special about her stuff. She has like really thought out packaging that is hand designed, hand done. So it's definitely still very unique. And then I guess we're gonna see what else they're gonna do with their crew, because Kat was definitely that person to feature artists, not just her. She would have like all different types of artists come in and like show how they do makeup and stuff like that. That was one of the big things. I remember when she did her website. I was actually looking at my Facebook memories today, and it was the day I was featured on her page. And I remember someone contacted me and was like, "You're on Kat Von D's like look page," because she had a thing where she would post like like different like people that have like, you know, tagged her makeup, and like you could be on the page, and sometimes they would change like every month. And I was so shook that I was like on there one month. I was like, and I remember I was wearing like the Coven lipstick, and yeah, I was like, Mom, I made it. Like, I'm famous. Like, I'm
Aww.
on Kat Von D's page. So I still always will remember that and like cherish that. Like, but I think with the launches and the I think they're out to see. And I'm with Sean on this. They have some really good stuff. The palm, I don't even use a pomade. I still struggle with it, but I must say that purple is no joke. It is my favorite. I have three because that shit went on sale to like $8. So I have three of them. Just like I was like, if they discontinue this, I will fight someone tooth and goddamn nail. But I have three backups. So I'm trying to chill out. But I'm just waiting to see what they're gonna do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're about. I'm like, okay, we just gotta wait and see if they continue on this road. I know that they're still taking the tattoo stuff, things being about artists, different artists, being vegan. I do like that their new foundation is like you can recycle it. All that stuff is like their compact is no mirrors or magnets or metals in it. And I really like the packaging. I think it's really cute. I think this is a cue to other brands as well to do the same thing, because we do a lot of waste with makeup, and I do like things that are refillable, that type of packaging. That's stuff like I would want if I had a brand to be more sustainable. So I like those things, and they're still sticking with that. But like other things, I'm just like, I don't know what they're gonna do now. I don't know. So we're just waiting. It's like, okay, I'll see what you got for me. I'll wait here.
When I first heard of Kat Von D's stuff, I loved it only because, like I said, I'm very into the gothic aesthetic. I mentioned before in a previous episode, every time I think of a Toot House, I think of Yali because it's pretty pink. Like the packaging is gorgeous. It's adorable, very Rococo Paris type-esque stuff. And when I saw Kat Von D, her stuff made me feel the same thing as far as like Rococo, very aesthetic pleasing, but for the alternative types. And I adored the hell out of that stuff. And then she opened her mouth. And then I basically didn't want to buy anything from her at all. Especially being a person, a Latina, you want to be able to have somebody to fucking fight for. Why? But anyways, the new stuff that they have, I really do appreciate that they're sticking to their like getting everything recycled and everything, but it's not the same anymore. Like it's not my aesthetic anymore. It's if they do good things, I'll be up for buying it, but it's gonna be stuff that's gonna be tucked back into like cabinets because I wouldn't want it on my vanity because it doesn't make sense for me. But I'm looking forward to see what they have. I do like their new name, KBD. Let me see what they said it was. They mentioned it stands for.
Let someone actually look it up instead of us going like, I don't know, Latin.
Justice in the American way. That's what it stands for.
It stands for value, truth, and beauty.
Value, truth.
There we go.
I said value.
And I also like that they're keeping it with the whole tattoo thing, because to be honest, a lot of the fucking people, a lot of women in general with tattoos get treated like shit, because it's constantly like, oh, you're gonna keep that. How you're gonna what are you gonna do when you get older? It's just gonna sag. And it's like, how about you mind your business?
Damn right.
So what? It's permanent. I chose something permanent, so what? Like, but yeah, I look forward to seeing what they have. Maybe I'll give them another try.
We wish you luck. Values, truth, and beauty. Speaking of another rebrand, but I'm not sure if their rebrand is on purpose, is Wet n Wild. I feel like they're like they starting to seem like two brands together. Does that make sense? Like they have like this one brand that is like the old black packaging, and now we have like this new white packaging thing, and they seem like two different brands, but they're the same brand. So I'm very confused about what's happening because they went from having like full palettes to now back to like the little like pockety white. Like I don't know what's happening over there, and it's funny because when they did kind of like become a better with their formulas, like that shit was popping. Like oh my god. But now it's kind of like it's competing with itself or something. Like I'm not really sure what's happening. I do really like the new I think it's Incognito concealer. I actually really like that. And I love the Photo Focus Dewy foundation. Like I think that's on par with the Rihanna Dewy foundation. I think like they're pretty much the same, and I have both, and I could interchange them and not know the difference. But I don't know what's going on with them. I just feel like they're lost. And then they have that whole Fantasy Maker collection, which is like a whole separate other thing. And then I know they also are like the sister or parent company for Black Radiance, and then things don't really happen over there at Black Radiance anymore. So it's like I feel like as a whole something is going on over there, and I'm very confused by it because there was a long time where shit was just really good, and now it's just like I don't know anymore. I mean, they don't even do like their liquid lipsticks anymore, and I used to have like all of the cat suits, and now there's no cat suits. So yeah, I'm very confused. I hope they get it together because like they were the drugstore brand that was just making it happen, and now they're like a blip on the radar. So very confused.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all a little bit confused because I feel like the last couple of years, maybe not last year, but like I feel like every year before that, they were dropping like multiple collections a year, and they were actually interesting. They were dropping their not Game of Thrones collection, which was beautiful. They had the Midnight Mermaid collection that was beautiful. They did the Pac-Man collab. They did the Birds of Paradise, which that setting spray was amazing. And like so here's my thing. I think it's bizarre that there are like 3 different brands in one now. That's real confusing to the eye, especially if you're looking for their products. But as I hope they never get rid of their color icon pencils, because I feel like those are so multi-use and they're so cheap. Like I think they're $1 or less everywhere you go, and they work really well. You can use them for your brows, you can use them for your lips, you can use them for anything. So I hope they never get rid of that. And something that I don't know if anyone else will agree with me, but Wet n Wild, while their brushes aren't the best, they do, and when I say brushes, I'm talking about their nail polishes, because their makeup brushes are actually pretty good. Their nail polish brushes aren't the best, but they have actually a really nice formula, and their black cream nail polish rivals the Holo Taco One Coat Black. Like it is a really good black nail polish, and it's usually like $1 or less everywhere. It's from like their basic collection. But Wet n Wild is just kind of very confusing. I don't mind actually the pocket-sized little palettes they're doing, like the small ones. Because my favorite palette I've ever bought from the drugstore anywhere really with my own money was their Knock on Wood palette. Like, got discontinued like I couldn't even tell you, like probably like 10 years ago. And somehow in my mind I'm still gonna find it somewhere, and I'm not. It's not. And I have not found it in 10 years. But I don't know, they're doing a lot. Or not enough. Like it's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell. And like you said, their sister company I think is Black Radiance, who I get very confused looking at because they have the potential to have really great products, and I feel like if they were putting the umbrella company, I feel like if they were putting the same amount of effort into Black Radiance as they were into Wet n Wild, I think they could really do something there, especially since that brand is marketed towards Black women, because I mean or Black people in general, because they call it Black Radiance, but they haven't really had any new products from Black Radiance in, gosh, none I can think of in the last 5 years, if not more. And I feel like that was when they were pushing out all those Wet n Wild products that were doing really good, and then they kind of abandoned ship with that too. So I'm like, I don't know what y'all are doing, but fix it. Just fix it. That's all.
I don't know what happened to Wet n Wild. First, I noticed like, there's so many brands, so it's hard to notice when a company is not doing like what they usually do. And I think they kind of kept us on the race with that Kuromi and My Melody collab. So you were like, oh, okay, this is nice. But then I was noticing later when they came out with their Valentine's Day collection, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, who the hell? I was like, wait, who's in the art? Who's in the art? My little cousin? What is this? Like, it was very weird. And then I noticed then they did all that white packaging. I was like, what's going on? You guys already rebranded, and I think that rebrand was really good. And then now you're coming out with this. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And they really have dropped off a lot. I have no clue if the pandemic has really kicked their ass or what. They were doing really good, like with all those collections. They even had like that. What was it? It was like some kind of skulls one. Well, I'm telling you, that was one of my favorite ones.
I think it was
all the skull
or hollow skull
holographic somebody
yeah.
rockabilly skull holographic. I don't know, but it was beautiful and like
Orthographic.
Yes! Oh my God, memory. Oh, so good, so good. Like they had some really bomb like things coming out even like before, like it was slowly coming out in trickles, like little like stuff for spring. So like even for that, like I'm like, where's your spring collection? Like what is going on? Like I'm not seeing it. And then it just like, so it kind of, Black Raiders was kind of like getting some of their stuff like with them with their success, because I saw like, okay, maybe Wet n Wild will have the certain highlighter, like the color shifting highlighter blush thing. And then I noticed that like Black Radiance had it too. So I was like, oh, okay, so they're getting like, and there were certain things that Black Radiance, they started doing like the eye toppers with Black Radiance, like the glitter toppers. And I like those. And they were doing some stuff, but like I feel like because Wet n Wild also slowed down, like Black Radiance just went back to being behind the scenes. I really just don't know what's going on with Wet n Wild. We were having some bomb ass collabs like every couple months. I like, did the pandemic hurt you guys? Like, what is going on? I feel like this might have been a little bit before the pandemic as well. Our collection's just not doing as well. I love that Black Rose collection. We love that one. Like the brushes, I bought like so many of those brushes. The little like
such beautiful colors too.
They were beautiful. Great shades. They were doing good. Their collabs weren't bad. Like they were doing really, really good. Even when they came back out with like the Halloween highlighters in different shades, that was awesome. I have all of them. I have all the highlighters. Like I remember I found like the highlighters for like 80 cents at like Dwayne Reed somehow one day, and I got Shauna like everything, and the pigments. Their pigments are really good too. Like I just don't know what's going on. They have some nice brushes. Like they haven't come out with like another brush thing. I'm trying to remember, like I think the last thing was like kind of like a big collection was like Baby Halloween, and not even from this year, from like a year before. So, and then My Melody, and then after that I was like, are we okay? Are we sick? Y'all need help? What is going on? If you need creative juices, like we got four people right here that will help you.
You are available.
They're cheap, great quality. They honestly, like it's everything that you would want out of a brand. It's like right there. Like we used to go hunting for their stuff. Now I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know, and I'm getting scared. I'm worried. I'm nervous.
Oh yeah, I definitely used to love Wet n Wild for everything because, like you said, they're affordable. They have a variety of ranges, and they have some cute stuff. But I really didn't even realize that they were rebranding. Maybe I was looking at some of the stuff that they had, and I was like, they used to be in that type of packaging before, so it's not that much of a fallback.
Yeah.
But all I can think about is maybe they are trying to spend too much divided time with two different things. It's like you have one company and then another company, and you're trying to put a lot of energy and thought in one, but still try to keep the other one alive. And if you're not like properly set up for that, you might put yourself in a hole. Mm-hmm. Their My Melody thing was cute, but their Valentine thing was not cute. It's like you took the love sign that you find in Philly. No, is it Philly or New York? We both have it.
I'm from Philly, and we're not claiming that love sign. Don't do my. You're not gonna play me. I was like, not it. They needed to consult me at least, because that's not what it looked like.
But nah, I don't know. Maybe they're also trying to find recyclable packaging.
I hope so.
We hope. When Wild, if you know what you're doing, send us a message so we can
find out.
We want to know, because we love you. Like, legit, like everyone in this group has a Wet n Wild product. I'm sure it's in their holy grail, and so we want to keep the feeling alive. But speaking of, brands, of our rest in peace to Becca, I think there's a couple brands who might be following her to the grave. And so I was wondering if you guys each want to share a brand you thought would possibly be ending. The one I think is probably more than likely is going to end is probably Lorac. I feel like absolutely no one is checking for Lorac. I can't think of anybody who talks about Lorac except maybe Emily Noel, but she never talks about any newer products. It's always like the older, like the Lorac Pros, like the old school Lorac Pros, like the long ones, I don't know what Lorac is doing. I think there was a time where they were working with Disney and their Disney collabs were not good at all. When I saw that shit hit TJ Maxx when I paid full price, I was crying. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, this palette was $60. It's in here for $22. Like, what is going on? And like Disney only did 2 collabs with them, because once those 2 like sucked, Disney was like, all right, bye. And I feel like no one is checking for them. I know they released their like version of the Tatcha Silk Canvas Cream, like canvas primer. That actually looks really interesting, especially for dry skin people. I kind of want to try it too, but I'm concerned that I'm going to love it and then their brand dies. And then I'm going to have to go on a hunt, like with Becca, like wait for the sale. And one of my other favorite products from Lorac is their Take Me To Tantigo palette, which is like a bronzer quad with like different shades of bronzer and contour. Well, when I say like I hit pan, like I'm not a person who hits pan on shit. When I say I hit pan on some of those, like it's like my most favorite kind of bronzer. And even when my skin tone is like changing because of my lupus, there's always a shade in there that matches me. So it's just like, I love this shit. But I just feel like Lorac doesn't have like collabs. They don't have influencers who are talking about them. They're not really a presence on social media. They're not TikToking. They're not doing anything. And I just feel like they are on, the more I go to TJ Maxx and I see a Lorac product, the more I go, it's more than likely it's going to be them next, which makes me sad, because they were one of the big boys of makeup in that time with, Kat and Becca, and I don't know what's going on with them over there.
I don't know if they're going away yet. Only because I follow I love her, Rose and Ben, and I feel like they be sending her new stuff fairly often. And like a black in one of the palettes they sent her is like her favorite black eyeshadow of all time. Like she dips into that baby for every look. Like whenever she's using black, she's finding that palette, that Diamond Luxe palette, and hitting that black every time. So I don't know if they're going anywhere yet. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna stay around forever, because they need to switch it up, get a little more modern. But I don't know if they're going anywhere yet. I think for me, a brand that I think might be going, just because I feel like COVID, I mean, not just COVID, I think the fact that they are who they are, I would say I think Tarte is losing it. heavily
For
because
sure.
I feel like there was a time when Tarte was everywhere, and then they did that disrespectful thing of dropping foundations on Martin Luther King Jr. Day a couple years ago and dropped like 3 shades for Black people, and one of them was orange.
And they said it were summer shades. And they said,
oh, they're gonna get, like they were like, oh, as it gets darker, as it gets warmer, we'll get darker shades out. And I'm like, so I'm just not supposed to be dark in the winter? Like, I don't know what you're saying. And then they tried to drop in that new, like, the Gen Z brand. They had Sugar Crush or Rush or
Sugar Rush
or somebody, them. They tried to bring that about, and like I haven't heard jack about that in the longest time. And I feel like what they were truly known for was literally just taking people on trips.
Yes.
Like, they had more trips than anybody and they mama. Like, literally all they did every other month, they would take a group of influencers on a trip. They went to Mexico. They went to, I don't even know, but they was always somewhere tropical.
They went to the Bahamas. They went to Barbados. Like any Caribbean place you could think of.
Any Caribbean country they could think of.
They was there.
They went with like a group full of influencers, and I'm like, so you spending all the money on these trips and not on your products? Because they weren't really doing anything groundbreaking. Like, every so often they would drop something that I'd be like, oh, that's interesting, but I remember what you did, so I'm not going to buy it. But like, they didn't even try to tempt me back. And if I remember correctly, I think there was a point where they were just really dumb, and I think they took Jackie Aina off their PR.
They did. And
then added her back only to drop that hot mess of a foundation thing with the Shape Tape foundation. That's what the hell that crap was. I could not remember what it was called to save my life. Because I'm like, you make this concealer in so many shades for so many people that people were excited about this foundation. And then you're going to drop 5 shades? And I say that because, yes, they dropped, I think, 18 shades or something, which we all know is your major brand. That's nowhere near enough. Yeah. But then to not even evenly spread out those colors is like, did you even want to try? Did you want to include anyone of color? Because I think they had like 18 shades, 3 that fell into the dark category, which weren't actually dark, if I remember correctly. One was like straight up orange, like it was a corrector.
One was yellow.
The other one was like a yellow color. And the other was like chocolate adjacent, but like not even like real chocolate. You know what I mean? Like, it was just such an odd combination of colors. And the first 5 colors were like all the same. And I'm like, did y'all even really try? And like, I won't be a hater completely and pretend like they didn't have some good products. I'm not going to list them because I'll mess with Tarte like that. But like, everything wasn't crap. But once they did what they did, I was done. Like, and I don't think they ever quite bounced back from that. I feel like they've been trying, but like, they haven't dropped anything worth me forgetting how horribly racist they were. Yeah, I said it with a foundation drop. And the day they chose to do it too, I'm like, I know y'all did not sit here and think, let's drop some foundations on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But like, let's not make any for Black people. But like, let's pretend like we completely didn't realize that's what was happening. Like, not one person in your room, which means that tells me, 1, y'all don't care. Or 2, y'all have no Black people on your team that were like, maybe not this.
Yeah.
Maybe the next day. Maybe we should do it the next day.
The next day, or like the next month, or any other time but this day. And let's pretend like it's okay. So I think they're on the way out. And like, let's be real. They had like contour palettes and like bronzer palettes. But like, if you were darker than a paper bag, it was a wrap for you. Like, their darkest contour, I think, was the paper bag. So they were a mess. I'm surprised they didn't announce they were closing yet, to be honest. So rant over, but yeah, I'll mess with Tarte.
Oh my gosh, like, it's hard to choose because there's so many brands where I feel like y'all should just be closed, but they're not, because they have those products that people repurchase over and over that are good. Like with Lorac, like, I forget they're a brand sometimes. The last memorable release I remember is they did like some kind of brooch, springtime brunch.
Yeah, they had like a brunch.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Or some shit. I understand. Do people all the time. There's kids are getting older, you know, so you've got a whole group of new makeup people. So I guess like they could do good from that, because like all their palettes are the same. They all look very, very neutral and all that. And it's just not for me. I never liked any of their palettes. I really wanted to buy the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like, but it just didn't look. Everything looked pale. Even the palette. Yeah, and it was supposed to be really cute with the thing. You put the blush into the big palette. And I really wanted to like it so bad, but even when it was on sale, even when I went to Nordstrom Rack, and I just couldn't do it because I was like, I don't like this. This does not look good. So I feel like with them, maybe like that will save them having like 3,000 neutral palettes and a new audience. Tarte, I really want to say Tarte too, but I know that stupid Shape Tape is still going, and they're still milking that. I wish they would stop. They just dropped like some kind of ultra creamy something
they got
concealer,
and I'm eye roller. I'm like, bitch, what?
Yeah, I'm tired, and I think but that goes to show all they have left, because before Shape Tape, that wasn't what they were known for. Like, they did eyeshadow, they had the Rainforest and Amazon Clay, right?
Yeah,
and those blush palettes. And that was the only thing that got them through, was like the blushes that would sell out in like a hot minute. But then they went and was stupid and kind of copied off the crayon case and did the notebook, and they never did no shit like that. And then you're gonna come, I was like, are you fucking for real? And then I remember those goddamn godforsaken foundation shades. Literally, there were 3 shades for anyone darker. I remember Jackie had Alyssa Ashley come over and try it out, and me and Alyssa are basically like, I think we're like the same shade. She looked yellow as hell. Like, well, we're yellow, and she looked like mad orange. I remember Jackie put on the foundation, and she's like, I'm not gonna say nothing to Dennis. We'll see what he says when he comes in. He's like, hey, babes, you like my makeup? Like, do you see? Or I don't think she told him. He was just like, babes, why your face look like that? Like, babes, your face is orange. It's supposed to look like that. And she's like, we was like, if Dennis could tell that like her something's off with her face, like it's a problem. And I think the only other darker shade was like extremely red or pink. It was a strange undertone. The whole thing's a mess. We had to go through with Tarte in the golden age. I think honestly, I only have the Shape Tape concealer because I got it in an Ipsy or something. I like it, but like I will not be repurchasing. And I got the unicorn brushes as a gift, and I think that is literally all I have from Tarte. And We is really good because, like Shauna said, even when they were trying to do those unicorn collections, fairy collections, something fun, they all look neutral and stupid. Everything was neutral and dumb. And I was like, oh my God, who is this for? And they spent mad fucking money on shit. Not even just the trips. I remember Ellery used to get their PR. It was like every 3 weeks. One time they got an Easy Bake Oven. Another time for back to school, they got a whole binder full of stuff. And the binder had like all these different gift cards, which I didn't know had actual money on it. It was like $100 for this, that, and third. I used to tell Shannon, I was like, why are they spending all this money on? And one time it was like, oh, it's National Baking Day or some shit. Here's a whole cake mix. Oh, this national movie. Oh, we gave them a whole basket full of popcorn and gift card. Like, if that's one person getting all that crap, like, imagine the amount of people they were sending that shit to. And it was like almost every 3 weeks. Then it would be like, oh, here's a whole jockey suit out. It's National Exercise Day. And you get a monogram headband and water bottle and a bat. They gave a lot of shit. They did. So they might be saving money right now and actually putting it to work because they don't have to do all this crap anymore. But they used to spend their money like it was water. That shit was crazy to me. I'm like, what is your budget? $1 billion on PR and trips? Crazy. But no money for foundations. Got you.
Can I just input real quick? Do y'all remember they had deodorant for a hot minute? Just want to put that out there. That's it.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God. Why did you just... Oh my God, I can't... Whoa, my brain is like...
That was a thing.
My brain exploded.
It was like some crap. It was...
It's like they're active something. With the,
yeah. Shauna, how did you remember that?
It just came to me. I was just like, what is this? Why? I thought that was the end.
Just no fucking love. Fuck your deodorant. Oh, Lord.
What do you see in your crystal ball, Sandy? Who going?
Honestly, I'd have to agree with Drea and Shauna when it comes to Two-Face. Outside of that, I honestly don't really know because a lot of people right now, unfortunately, are going through the pandemic situation. So some people might really be screwed just because of that. There's a few names that come to mind that I haven't really heard from in a long, long time. And I'm wondering, have they already been canceled and I just don't know? Like Maybelline, Mary Kay, Revlon, like, drugstores.
Like Mary Kay is dead, I think. Is Mary Kay dead? I think Mary Kay.
I think Mary Kay is dead, right?
It should be.
No, it should, but it isn't. I had a friend like, you wanna do Mary Kay, and I'm like, no. I use actual makeup, but I want drugstores to die, but they won't because they have some loyal ass motherfucking customers, so they won't die. You think they would die because they're not as relevant, but they got some loyal ass bitches. I'll tell you that much. Working in retail, they got some loyal ass motherfuckers up in there.
Well, we did grow up with some of this stuff, so that's the only reason I'm just curious. Like, it's
that's crazy.
Like, how is Almay still alive?
Who buys Almay? And they don't make shades for like anyone but Carrie Underwood. That's it. Only Carrie Underwood can wear that shit.
That ass.
God, I need them to go away. I don't want it. Ugh.
Oh Lord, goodness. Well, we'll see what happens in this year. Someone else could possibly kick the bucket and end up in TJ Maxx, and we all get to buy that cheap shit. So
yeah,
I'm down.
Do not hoard it and sell it on Poshmark for triple the price. I will come fight you.
We know where you live. We'll find you.
You done goofed.
Is there any brands that you miss? Like, we're some brands have to die. Everyone can't succeed. And there's a couple of them that did not succeed. Is there anyone that you can think of in particularly? I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound like such a read. I miss Lime Crime. I think that Lime Crime is kind of died. And the crazy thing, I think they have the same situation as Cat, which is like Doe was out there being weird, and like even if you put that whole hacking situation to the side and like the Nazi thing, she was also just out there being very weird. And I just feel like Lime Crime is like not, I guess that goes like a brand people are forgetting about. But I think what I miss about them is like the hype that it used to have. Like, oh shit, you can only get cashmere once a year. Like cashmere is coming. And when the Venuses came out, it was like no one was doing what she was doing, like the grunge palette type thing. I think I missed the hype of Lime Crime. As far as like an actual brand that like went away and then hasn't come back, I don't think if I in my time I know any brands that died and didn't come back. The only one I could think of is maybe Jane Cosmetics, which like died, came back. They had really good like liquid lipsticks that I really enjoyed that were really comfortable. But now I don't think you can get Jane Cosmetics anywhere. Yeah, I think maybe that one. I just missed that their liquid lipsticks were like so comfortable. They were really, really cheap, and like the colors were like a good range, and they really didn't transfer at all. And I don't think you can buy them anywhere. So Jane Cosmetics, if you're still out there, let me know. I'm ready to buy some shit. And the Lime Crime, do something so you can be cool again.
Work harder.
I feel like in my mind, I just had a brand that like I literally hadn't heard anything from in like years. And like something told me to Google them just now, and apparently they still exist. They just don't have the hype. And that brand is Special Effects Hair Dye.
Oh
Like
my
back in the
god.
day, that was it. And I thought they were gone. Like I was convinced that they had like fallen
Oh,
off the face of the earth.
that was my
And I
first
just Googled,
hair dye ever. Like at 13. Like doing
like
that shit myself. Oh my god.
I thought they were dead. But I literally just Googled them to see like when they ended, and apparently they didn't.
My favorite.
Which is like
Wow.
crazy to me because I feel like they had some of like the craziest, coolest colors. And like I feel like I remember them being so big at a point when like everyone was just starting to try funky hair colors, you know. Back when it was cool to use splat, don't use splat. Back when it was cool to use that, and like I feel like Special Effects was like that brand.
Yeah.
And like I feel like they had so many colors, and like I know Manic Panic had colors when they were vegan, but like Special Effects had so many cooler colors, and I just feel like the market has become like so oversaturated with like these fashion colors that like I legit thought they were dead. Like I thought they were gone, and for them to still be around and just have no mention anywhere is kind of insane to me because companies like Arctic Fox are out there. You have Good Dye Young, you know. Even L'Oreal is trying their hands at all those special colors with like the pastel, whatever the hell, the Feria, whatever the hell they're called, but don't use those. But all these like more mainstream brands are like doing all these fashion colors that like a hardcore brand like Special Effects I literally thought was dead, and apparently they're not. So Special Effects, do something exciting and come back to us because your formula was like it's stuck. Like I don't think genuinely speaking, I can't think of another brand that makes a formula that stayed in your head like Special Effects. Did they have the virgin rose color, Andrea, or something? Were they the ones with that color? And I think I remember putting that in your hair, and that never left. Like it was there for like 5 years.
2 years. Yeah. A whole year and didn't dye
like
my
there
hair.
was no fading it.
And
We
bleached it. Stayed there.
We put
and
color
I hate
over it.
pink. And that color was so friggin' pink. For years, we put color over it because I was like, Shauna, if you don't freaking dye my hair, I'm going to shave my whole head because I'm going to rip all the pink out of my head. So we tried so hard, and then we just covered it up. We were able to cover it up because I like a lot of darker colors. And still, for years, we were still seeing the pink. It was every time we bleached my hair. It was crazy. It was still on, like,
it would come back.
My hair follicles. It was, like, nuts. Like, never again. Never.
I just want to
So like Special Effects, you're technically not dead, but like I thought you were. But like if you just want to revive yourself real quick and drop some formulas on these newer brands, please do so because I enjoyed you a lot.
I just want to interject real quick before Drea gives hers. I just remembered OCC lip tars.
Yes.
Remember
Oh.
OCC
wow.
lip tars. Just OCC in general.
Yeah.
Remember them? Like in the golden age of makeup. Like you couldn't even fuck with OCC at the time. Like they had all the colors.
Especially those lip tars.
Purple.
Yeah.
White, black, silver. And I was like,
you had to use the brush because it came with a little squeeze tube, and like it was so gloopy.
Oh my god!
Like, everybody was just doing all the aesthetically pleasing looks and just like swiping it across their lips.
Oh my god! I just thought of them. They're dead. It's been a while.
Like actually dead.
Like OCC is actually dead, but like that was like one of the first like Instagram-y brands I can remember. But I'm so sorry, Dre. I just remembered them like out of nowhere. Like, oh shit, OCC.
Yeah, it's hard to like remember brands that like were canceled or like or closed. Yeah, OCC was like a big deal back in the day. I think it's kind of like one of the first, but they were so difficult to. You really had to be a professional, like, and we were also like a whole liquid lip gloopy. That was a gloop. That was gloops. I remember trying to put that on in Sephora with like a disposable wand, and then I wore a blue one. It was a hot ass mess. I'm just sad I don't think I ever really got to try them, because I think it was still out of my price range. And then I remember them starting to close, and I'm like, why? Because it was really at the height of like everyone doing weird lip colors and everybody being more open to like greens and blues and like different formulas and things like that.
Mhm.
So it was just really sad that they kind of just like phased out. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any brands. Jane Cosmetics brought me back to being like 14. Back brand, like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'm trying to see. Is NYC still a thing?
NYC?
New York,
Yeah,
New
like,
York colors?
Barely.
Yeah, they're barely alive, I think.
I think they're gonna die next.
I think they're dead. I think they're dead.
Are they?
The last thing I remember they did was that was it Demi Lovato or was it Selena Gomez? Who was
Oh
it?
yes, it might
That
have
was
been
it.
Demi.
It was Demi.
Yeah, I think that after that they were like
I think
dead.
I bought that palette for Shauna because I think it was hard
Mm-hmm.
to find or something because it where Wet n Wild was like either in the same store or opposite type of stores, like drugstores from them.
Yeah.
And then it just became really hard to find. I think I finally found it in Kmart, and I was like, oh, I know Shauna been looking for this palette, so I got it for her. I don't remember nothing else. Like, what happened?
Damn.
They buried because they were up there like with kind of with Wet n Wild. It was like, oh, you did Wet n Wild and NYC in high school, but I think Wet n Wild like evolved and just left them, and they scrambled. They couldn't do it.
They did. I just checked.
Oh, well, damn.
Wow.
Rest in peace.
Wow.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
NYC.
Rest in
You know,
peace.
that's high school memories. Wow.
In the arms of an angel. We don't want to get copyright strike. Sandy.
I really don't know if I know anything that has died outside of what we've been speaking of recently, like Becca. There's a lot of brands I haven't heard from in a long ass time, but I'm not sure if they're dead. I think we spoke on like Lunatic last time. Lunatic Cosmetics, they have a hit ass fucking bronzer.
I love them.
Blush.
That contour palette.
That contour palette shit. That shit was amazing, but I haven't really heard from them in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have those cute little eyeshadow palettes too.
They're trying. I think they just don't have the hype. I think they're lost, and I think they never kept up momentum. So they don't have like the kind of, they're not on a fast train. They're on a slow ass train, and they're going at their own pace. So I'm praying they keep going, because I did buy like I think the Elvira palette and stuff, and when it went on sale, and I did love that contour book. I still have it. They have a lot of nice stuff, and like the eyeshadow palettes, I just pray that they stay open, because they're really cute and gothy and like different, and that's what I love about them.
Outside of that, I can't really think of anything else.
Well, whoever's struggling out there, you're in our thoughts and in our.
Hey, we do consulting, y'all.
Again, we do consulting, brand consulting.
Yes, we can help you.
I mean, in the payment field, I can help.
Don't be scared, because we're millennials. We know what's hip. Fuck them other, what are they?
The Gen Z.
Gen Zs?
Yeah, whatever they are.
No, who knows? I don't even know anymore.
Boomers. All right. So there's a couple new collabs that have come out after the spring collabs. I don't know if these would be considered spring collabs, because some of them just don't feel. I'm gonna say these are.
No, these are just like collabs.
Novelty. They're like novelty collabs. One of the first one is the YMUB and Coming to America 2. I didn't like the movie.
Oh no!
I didn't like it. Because I had to watch it for work. And I was just like, oh, they're trying so hard to be like, remember when we did this in the first one? You know what I mean? It's like,
oh no,
do it again the second time. I'm like, no.
I feel like they had to though, because I feel like
there's a way to
where else was that gonna go?
I think there's a way to do it without like hitting you over the head with it. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to do it and honor what was original. And I think this was just like a I don't know. Also, fun fact, they shot like the whole thing in Rick Ross's house, which I cannot believe is fucking Rick Ross's house. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But as far as
I don't like him though.
The collection looks beautiful. The collection looks really very regal, very jewel toned as it feels very appropriate for the film. I'm not sure if everyone in the film wore the makeup, and there was a lot of makeup because everyone for the most part was in Zumunda and dressed regally. So if that was what everyone was wearing, then I can tell you that the products work because everyone looked nice. I probably won't buy the palette just because it's not. Again, it's too. I'm not the jewel told one in the group. We all know who that is. So I probably won't buy it, but I can tell you it looked stunning. If that was the makeup they used in the film, and if they only use Uma products, then I can tell you that everything would look very, very gorgeous. But I didn't enjoy the film.
I think that collab looks really beautiful too. I want it just because I want it, but like I know for a fact that I'm looking at the colors and I can literally picture them in other palettes that I have, so I won't get it even though I want it. I know we're not a movie thing, but I liked it. I thought it was cute. Like it wasn't like anything groundbreaking, like I didn't expect it to be, but I feel like they kind of did what they thought people wanted to see, if that makes any sense, because like I don't know that we needed a Coming to America 2. No. But I feel like the way they did it was just to be like, they did it for the culture. They didn't do it to write like a groundbreaking script or like write anything amazing. You know what I mean? I think they just did it to do it and also to show that like no one in the film has aged more than 5 years in like the last 30. So there's that.
Gotta prove.
I think they just did it to do it. I don't think they did it to like win an Oscar or an Emmy or anything. I think they just did it because people wanted to see it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I saw an article saying that like they really were never planning to do another one. It's just a rumor that people started, and then like eventually they were like, I guess we'll do it now. So this wasn't really anything like planned. I haven't seen it yet. I don't have the Amazon Prime. I've heard a lot of people liked it. I heard a lot of good things. Uma is the one brand I really want to try. I actually really like all the palettes, even like that one that's like a neutral pinky mauve, but it's like not a typical neutral. It's still really kind of fun and very spring. The other two palettes are really beautiful because like they're different, especially for like if you have a big colorful collection, like you know you want to have something that looks more fun and creative and not just like the kind of phone at home like colorful palette. So it's different. It brings your eyes different places. We probably have these colors somewhere else. I would like to pick up like one or two things, like maybe a palette or a lipstick or something. We'll see if I remember it. I don't know how limited edition this is gonna be, but I think it's
limited. It says.
Oh, okay. So I'll see what happens. Because it is really beautiful. It is a very beautiful collection. I really like it. I think this is something really exciting and like really fresh. Even if you didn't watch the movie or something or know anything about it, I think it just looks really great overall, period. I really like how they did this, how everything came out. And I think it's probably one of the few very exciting things to come to makeup in a long time. It's like when I saw it in the packaging and everything, I was like, wow, this is nice. This is exciting. This is like really, it's, you know, like kind of like back in the day, because now everybody does the same shit. And it's like we have a lot. It's like, you know, so this was more, it was one of the few exciting things in a long time.
I looked at the packaging, and the packaging is gorgeous. I'm not too fond of the colors that they have inside the you know, the palette, but you know, I'm sure whoever gets it is gonna enjoy it on their what is that called? Their vanity. Like they'll have it'll look good on their vanity. It looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. The only things I'm really interested in are probably the lipsticks because I like those deep, dark red shades.
Mm-hmm.
And they look really cute. So, but that's I don't think I would get it for me.
Mm-hmm.
In the essence of nostalgia and pop culture, the last 3 collabs, some make sense, some not so much. So we have the Maybelline and Sailor Moon, which is only available in Asia. We have the Elf and Chipotle 2 because everyone asked for a sequel, and Ulta X WandaVision. So basically, I'm just gonna ask, yes, no, maybe so, and then you guys can go through them as you like. Since the Maybelline Sailor Moon is in Asia, it's a no because I'm not in fucking Asia. And why only do it in Asia is disrespectful to me, who's not in Asia. I want it, damn it.
Especially something that's Maybelline, New York City.
Like exactly.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. Elf Chipotle, that has to be a Gen Z shit. Like that's a white girl thing. No offense to the white girls, but I know I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for the first one, and I didn't ask for the second one. Now the beauty blender looks cute as hell, but why? For what? There's a way to do
for
food.
Whom?
Right, for whom? There's a way to do food.
They should ask Hip Dot.
Hip Dot, yes. Hip Dot. They should collab with them. You can do food and makeup the way like Glamlight does it. You know what I mean? Like it can make sense, but this is just like what the fuck. The Ulta and the WandaVision. I stood up to 3:00 every Friday to watch WandaVision. So even though this collection is aesthetically not my shit, I'm gonna buy it anyways. Because I love the shit out of WandaVision. Like I got no sleep on Fridays at all. I would just stay up the entire over 24 hours. So just on pure nerd love, I'm gonna buy the WandaVision, which I think comes out pretty soon. So I guess I can give a review when I get it.
Yeah.
Shauna, how do you feel about these 3 collaborations?
The WandaVision, yes, the brushes are beautiful. The blushes are beautiful. They have a blue tone palette. I think it's great. I'm here for it. Even the brow hole kit looks really good too. What was the first one you mentioned? I'm gonna get to the Elf X Maybelline. Oh yeah, Maybelline X Sailor Moon. Like all I could possibly think is that maybe ColourPop has some kind of contract with Sailor Moon in the US, and that's why Maybelline couldn't bring it here.
Okay.
Because they did that collaboration for X amount of years or whatever it is. They couldn't bring it. That's all I could think of, because otherwise I'm like, why would you not bring that here? Like especially us millennials, we love us some Sailor Moon, Like we grew up on Sailor Moon. So like it doesn't make sense why it wouldn't be here. So I have to assume that's some kind of contractual obligation why it's not here. But like Elf X Chipotle, like for what? For what? Like literally no one asked for this. No one asked for the first one, and they somehow thought, no one asked for the first one, maybe they'll want number 2. Like no one wanted this.
They said literally everyone loves extra guac. Why not just give it to them this time, but in palette form?
Because I can make it at home. That's why. Like, I just feel like the Elf X Chipotle 2, I feel like literally if you look at their bite-sized palettes,
it's that.
You can pick up 2 of them and mix and match to get the same thing. Like there's literally, you can get the mint one, which is a thing that they dropped recently as well.
Yes.
And you can get the gold one. And between those 2, you will find the colors in that palette. Like there's literally no reason for you to buy this. And especially I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I don't get it. I'm not gonna buy it. I do love Elf though, and I think they make great products. I just think sometimes they decide on these collaborations and they pretend we asked for it and we didn't. Like at all.
The Maybelline Sailor Moon, I think it's cute. I think it was smart to do the matte lipstick, the matte ink, because that's one that is a favorite with people. people love that one. I just something like, why would you only bring it out in Asia? And I am kind of like, you didn't use any, like, they just re-promoted existing shades. I would have liked to see a new shade, but also I'm kind of happy because then I can't buy it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
This is true.
That's right.
The other one, the Elf Chipotle. The first one was kind of like a cop out. It was like stuff that they already had, and it was just like in a burrito looking bag, and I was just like, okay, all right. And then this one, I'm like, okay. I feel like the amount of years in between that this happened, I was like, is this a joke? Like, what? Like, what's going on, guys? I do think it's way more thought out. I think it's way more thought out. The other one was kind of like stuff they already had. So I think this is a little bit more thought out. Fine. I still don't want it because I don't even like Chipotle. I know people love Chipotle. I know this is a shit that's gonna get me canceled. I don't give a fuck. I don't even like Chipotle. I don't even like guacamole. So there you go.
Dre's about to get his ass whooped. Oh my god, we gotta protect her.
They're gonna cancel me like 2 seconds. Like, it's just not for me. I just be sitting there like, okay, thank you so much. Great. You got a burrito. Yeah, and then the WandaVision I do like. I think it's really beautiful. The blushes really got me. They look so nice. I don't have Disney Plus. I have to I keep forgetting to get the password from my cousin.
Girl, you should have told me I have Disney Plus.
Oh, what is wrong with me?
I also have Disney.
But I want to watch the show. And the palette is so pretty. I'm kind of shook. I hope that's not like lighting or Photoshop with the shades, because they're a very nice, rich, like a pinky red shade, and it's really beautiful. And it's kind of not a shade that you see a lot, especially when they're doing it based off white characters, because usually, everything is for the whites. So I'm kind of glad that they went off of kind of who she is, like Scarlet Witch, and the outfit and like the red. So I'm kind of like that they did that. They kind of pulled more from that, because sometimes you do want a collection that pulls from like what the character is wearing, just not what in their clothing and other things, and not just like what they would actually wear on their face. Because sometimes characters don't have actual like a lot of makeup on their face. So I think I like that a lot. I like the little palettes. I think that's very smart. The little 6-pan with different colors, and they actually look really good. And I love a cool tone, muted type shades, and they're colorful. So I actually really like that. I don't know if I will get it because I don't know if I'm about to do the Hunger Games with y'all, but I do really love that blush palette. It's really beautiful. So that's all I got in that.
I really love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon has always been a big thing for me since I was a kid. But this Maybelline combo is not doing it justice for me, to be honest. I like the colors are beautiful. The lipsticks are beautiful, but if they're the same shade they've had around, it kind of like messes with me when it comes down to Sailor Moon. I would have liked to have seen more of like something that would relate more to the Scout themselves, and not the oh, this is Jupiter and this is what she would wear on her lips. No, well, how about a green for Jupiter, or a blue for Mercury, a dark deep red for Mars, and like an orange for Venus? Like, that makes sense to me. Can't get it here anyway, so it don't matter. Makes me sad, but whatever. I don't care. Elf and Chipotle, Lord Jesus. Love you, Elf. I love Elf because they have a lot of affordable stuff. I might go for the fucking guacamole looking sponges. The colors in the palette aren't bad. I just kind of don't want to look at it and think, oh, this is what I would get from Chipotle when I'm putting it on my face. There's a difference between like a cheeseburger looking palette and cheeseburger-esque type colors. But something that actually I'm looking at and I'm like, That looks like the very shade of the guacamole I eat if I go to Chipotle. It's a little, no. They're pretty. They're
But
pretty.
no.
But no. And that lip shade, I don't like it at all. Maybe it's because I don't think it would go well with me, but oh.
No, it's because it's ugly.
Not even giving it a chance. Damn.
No, that will fit like maybe 3 people in this world.
Yeah.
And I don't mean skin tone. It's an odd shade.
Yeah.
It's like orangey red, but like not a nice one. I'm not, no.
And then last but not least, WandaVision. I love that the packaging basically is following the very first few episodes of the fucking show. Like, I like that Bewitched, type of old era, I Love Lucy type things.
Yes.
Like, it's really fitting for the show. I want the brushes. I definitely want the brushes. The blush palette, Drea brought up a lot of good points, and the blush palette is really, really pretty. I don't know if I would fall in love with any of these shades. Maybe the darkest reddish plumish type color, but the other ones not so much. If I could and I had the money, I would buy everything just to have it for, like I said, packaging purposes. But out of everything, I think I would just go for the brushes and the blushes. That's about it.
Ooh, they have body glitter?
Yes.
What?
I just noticed that. Oh my God.
No, hold on. Don't tell me that.
It's available right now, actually. So
I just looked too, yeah.
it's in my
Oh,
car.
it's in LA. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
It's in my car right
Oh
now.
my god.
There goes your money.
I'm in this.
We
It's
just
like I
got
did not
paid.
realize there was body glitter.
There's lashes.
No.
There's liners. There's
How?
There's a shimmering eyeshadow.
I feel like there's more than I saw. I feel like there's more than they initially said.
They released to it. Shauna, how is the body glitter? What does it come in?
It's old
Purple
school.
and
It looks like a roller. But it's like thick,
Ooh.
like old school 90s body glitter.
Oh shit!
It's pink with
we gotta
blue-
buy.
It's like pink with blue and green holographic flecks in it, and the other one is like that turquoisey color with like purple flecks. Like they're the opposite of each other.
Don't tell me that.
They're beautiful.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right,
I'm
all right,
hurting.
ladies. Well, listen. This has been a great episode. Well, we got to go watch WandaVision because it's available apparently.
I'm gonna drop a picture in the chat, guys.
Oh no! Oh
Oh,
no!
Hold on. Why can't I drop it in the
You
chat?
get all the little eyeshadow, the little 6-pan shadows for $20.
Huh?
All 3 of them.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's mad good. Oh y'all.
I kind of want these lashes though.
Me
Oh
too.
my god.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Anyways.
To Your Makeup Besties. It's been great talking to you, besties, and we hope you guys are staying safe. Please let us know if you bought the WandaVision.
What did you buy?
Tag us in your WandaVision pictures. Tag us in your series. Anything WandaVision, let us know. As always, you can catch us on Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Everything is YMUB Podcast, which is Your Makeup Besties. Stay safe, stay beautiful. This is Yali, Shauna, Sandy, and Drea, but we got to go. We've got to go. I got shit in my cart.
I just dropped those body glitters right in.
Else before we get to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I promise I'm not really mean. I'm just real blunt.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a
And to be
sweetheart,
honest,
but-
why are you here if you don't want the truth?
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. We're here to fight about makeup. That's what we's about.
That's it.
We're up. We're up when you see us. It's on site.
What blush you got on, son?
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.